I wasn't even gonna make a video today. I wrote a script earlier, but because I fasted today and I was just like, I fasted today. I worked, tired or whatever the case may be. I'ma just create a video tomorrow for you guys. The few of you that actually care about the things that I talk about. So I said to myself, I was gonna create a video tomorrow. But I was watching some videos, right? And in the videos are people that ultimately have been saved, and they're talking about God. And a lot of the ways that they talk about God is like on a biblical standpoint, where like they're quoting Bible verses and then they're interjecting their own little anecdote, to go along with those Bible verses. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I want people to understand that. Actually, that's a way of bringing people closer to God, is by teaching the words of God, right? So that's perfectly fine. But one thing that I have noticed about myself is that is not my approach. To be completely honest with you, although like I was raised in the church, the vast majority of my family are all churchgoers. I'm not too well versed in Bible quotes. I know a few here and there, but I'm not too well versed in Bible quotes for me to be able to start quoting Bible verses for you. And I think there's a distinct reason for that. I'm going to share that reason. From the moment we were born, let me back up. God created us with free will, right? But from the moment that we came into this world, there are mechanisms that are in play, there are programmings that are in play that is to take us as far away from us as possible, as far away from ourselves as possible, ultimately to hijack that free will. The more you're not operating out of who you're supposed to be, is the easier you are to control. And if my experiences will prove anything, that my experiences will prove that's 100% correct. And I'm sure if a lot of you are going to be honest with yourselves and you're looking within your own experiences, you'll realize that that's also correct. Because a lot of us will, do things that ultimately will hurt us, right? And I want you to know one thing before I continue. If you have thoughts in your mind that are destructive to you, which means that you're thinking about things, right, that can ultimately lead you to being hurt, lead you to being drained, lead you to being depressed, lead you to being mad, upset, I want you to understand those thoughts are not of your own. Those are not your own thoughts. Ask yourself this question: why would I want me to hurt myself? Why would I want me to hurt myself? Why would my higher self, why would God tell me, hit this girl up, when God knows that this girl is a nutcase? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would God tell me to hit this dude up when you know that the dude is gonna start stalking you, when you know that the dude is not right in the mind, right? A lot of our thoughts a lot of our thoughts are not of our own volition, because we have dualities within us. And a lot of the times we have dualities that kind of pushes us towards one, um, you know, pretty much doing bad, because everything in this world is created in the image of the devil. I feel like at this point, if we don't already know that, then right? So a lot of our decisions always lead us towards destruction more than anything else. That is by design, which makes sense the reason why I approach bringing you closer to God in a way where you take control over your mind. You know that you're the creator of your own realities, which means that whatever you put out into the universe is of your own volition. Now, when you know that, right? If I know that, okay, I create whatever reality that I want to live in, right? If I know that to be true, I'm going to be careful about the things that I think about. I'm going to be careful about the things that I say about myself, first and foremost, and the things that I put out into the universe, period. Because I know that whatever I say, my words have power in them, right? So if I know that my words have power in them, I'm not going to just all willingly just say things to hurt people, say things to hurt myself, right? Because that doesn't make sense. So it makes sense to me the fact that I approach bringing you closer to God, teaching you about the key principles of the universe, you being divine energy, you using your emotions to align you and bring you closer to the realities that you want to create. Alignment work, doing the inner work, dealing with your traumas, your shadows, the things within you that is keeping you chained to your cycles. A lot of you guys don't understand that you are chained to cycles. You chase things that is not for you. And of course, frequency, because you need to operate within the frequencies of those realities to be able to sustain those realities. That's the reason why my approach is this way, because God wants you to be able to take control of your free will. He does not want you to be out here just doing things because the devil wants you to do things. He wants you to think for yourself because he's giving you that right and he's giving you that power. But that power is being used against you. It's been used against all of us because we've been taught wrong from the moment we were born. And it's not because, those that came before us, it's not their fault because they were also taught wrong. We all were. We all have been lied to. So we can't blame our parents. We can't blame any. You can really blame anybody, but the people that have those mechanisms in play to f us over. God wants you to use your free will. God wants you to use your mind. God wants you to take control over your mind, so that way people don't use your free will against you. That is the word. That's the reason why my approach is different. And that's probably a word more for me than it is for you guys. But I wanted to share that with you guys anyways, because I wanted you to know that God is the reason why I'm talking about things differently. The reason why I'm not just saying, follow God. God this, God that. God don't need me. God don't need me to teach you about him. God just needs you to use your own free will. And once you start using your own free will, you will start walking. I guarantee it. Once you start seeing things for what they are, once you start seeing, oh shit, a lot of things I was doing was hurting me. Why am I doing these things? You will start casually, willfully walk towards the voice of God. I'm telling you. Once you realize that, okay, I no longer align with a lot of these things, a lot of these things that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things that leave me broken. A lot of these things that leave me drained. Once you start realizing that you have the power, aha, aha, that's it.